start on the electromagnetic radiation spectrum, I want us to do a quick review. First of all, we know there are three properties of waves. We know that they have wavelengths, they have frequencies, and they have amplitude. We know that the wavelength and the frequency move opposite of each other. So if we have a big wavelength, we've got a low frequency, and vice versa. If we have a low or small wavelength, we have a high frequency. We also know that energy and frequency are going to be going the same way. If we have a lot of energy, high energy, it's going to be a wave with high frequency. So the higher the frequency, the higher the energy. Visible light is the light and colors that we see. And we know that those are Roy G. Biv. We also know that red has the biggest wavelength, and they get progressively smaller as we move up, with violet having the smallest wavelength. Now, the electromagnetic radiation spectrum. Light is a form of radiation. It's a form of energy called electromagnetic radiation. We can shorten that to EM radiation. There are 7 forms of EM radiation. All forms of EM radiation are energy. All forms travel in waves, and all forms of EM radiation move at the speed of light. Visible light, again, Roy G. Biv, that's the only part of the electromagnetic spectrum that we see. We don't see all the other parts. Sound waves, as far as sound waves go, we can hear within a certain sound range, but there are sound waves that are at pitches which humans cannot hear. So just because we cannot see or hear doesn't mean those waves are not there. They are there. Now, you have your paper that's got the electromagnetic radiation spectrum drawn in waves. This is the same thing, I just don't have it drawn in waves. We start with radio waves, microwaves, infrared, visible light, ultraviolet, X-rays, and gamma rays. Now I want to stop and look at this for a minute. The word infra means below. Infra means below. So infrared is below red. Well, look here. The next thing is visible light. Roy G. Biv. With visible light, we start out with red. Okay? Infrared is below red. Now, ultraviolet, ultra means above, beyond. So this has got to be beyond violet or above violet. Well, look here. In visible light, we have Roy G. Biv, V for violet, and here's ultraviolet. Now, down here, the longer the wavelength, the lower the energy. And as we go this way, we get longer and longer wavelengths and lower energy. If you look over here, with a short wavelength, you have a high energy. And as we go this way on our electromagnetic radiation spectrum, we will have shorter and shorter wavelengths and higher energy till we get to the gamma rays, which this is the end of the electromagnetic radiation spectrum as we know it.